Are we on?
Yeah.
Hello everybody! Welcome to a new segment of Exploration Channel. Today we are going into the uncharted territories of... what was it? Let's say Umbrian Forest. The Umbrian Forest, where there is rumor of monsters and strange creatures that you've never seen, okay? So we are your co-hosts in this new show.
My name is Eric.
And I'm Andy. Are we ready to hit the trail? That there isn't a trail. Okay, we're hitting the forest. It's...
Are you there yet?
Yeah, we'll be getting off the freeway in a few minutes.
Okay.
There's our turn up there. Woo! Alright, so we are here. We have made it to the forest, and now we are going to be entering the forest at the remains of Old Folsom Creek, which is right over here. This went dry a few decades back, but I hear there used to be some good fish around here, but now we're heading into the forest to see what lies in the shadow. Alright, so now we're in the borders of the forest here. Up there, nobody's been up there before, okay? We're pretty much roughing it. We were gonna hire a guide, but we don't have the funds for it. We really don't. I wish we did, but you know, some things just, you can't do it. You know, and the same thing goes, we have hardly any provisions. What we have is what we were wearing. Okay, we don't have any backpacks, no bedding. We don't have any heaters, nothing. So we're pretty much doing it like they would have done thousands of years ago. No backpacks, no expensive cameras. Our cameraman's just using a $100 camera or something. How much did that cost again?
$120.
How much?
120.
120. Okay, 120 bucks. So that's pretty cheap. Okay. Now, the travel agency did give us something, and I'm like so grateful for this. Okay, they gave us this hiking stick here. Okay, this is Nature's brand hiking stick. Okay, this is real. You know, they even have these little grips here. I'm not really sure what these do, but I mean, this is like a little low, but you know, this is this is real. This is where we're at, and I just want to give a big thank you to the travel agency for all that they've done. And now we're done with the sponsorship. We are heading into the forest with our stick, our trusty travel companion, notebook, and our cool sunglasses. I forgot to mention these. These are really, really tough, okay? These, our grandparents gave these to us. They're awesome. I really love them. They let you see underwater, so I'm not sure what water I'm going to actually be seeing, but I mean, these are cool. Yours do that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Alright, so, anyhow. Now, let's go into the forest. Let's see what we can find. You want to carry this?
Sure.
Alright, here we go. Okay, so we were coming through here, and I was stopped dead in my tracks. I was stopped dead in my tracks. I almost tipped over. We came across the first specimen. This is amazing. Okay, this is the rare Umbrian fern. And I mean, look, what are we? 200 feet into the woods or something already. And we see this. I mean, look at this, okay? This is really just pretty incredible. I mean, oops. Whoops. Yeah, we'll just stuff it back in there. Anyways, this is really cool. Let's see what else we find. Here we go. Alright, so moving on from our little episode with the fern there, I hope it doesn't mind. I think it will grow. I did go and study plants in college. I had some really good parents. They were businessmen, bankers. They funded me through college, and I learned a lot about plants. I don't remember any of it. But, okay, now the next thing... Oh, wow. You would not believe how far these tree frogs jump here in the Umbrian Forest. I mean, like, wow. And my shirt seems to be getting bigger and bigger, or my arms are getting smaller, one or the other. Anyway, so we come across this, right? This is a stump, and now, looking at it, you're probably thinking, you know, these guys are just, they're full of it. Okay, because it looks like it was cut with a chainsaw. This isn't cut with a chainsaw. Okay, believe it or not. When I first saw it, I thought, wow, somebody's been out here before us. What it was really done with is the Umbrian beavers, okay? So they have these distinctive jaws. They're not like normal beavers with the big buck teeth, you know. They actually kind of have little saw-like apparatuses coming out of their mouths. And they kind of just come in both directions, gnawing away on both sides. So it looks just like a clean sawn off stump. The fact is, beavers, okay? So this was not done with a saw. This was an animal, okay? This is real life. This is real living, okay? That might be our new motto, huh?
Yeah.
yeah, all right. Let's see what else this forest has for us. Okay, now, here we have something that is distinctive to the Umbrian Forest. This is the shagbark tree, okay? It doesn't really have a species, you know, it's not like back in the country we might say, you know, shagbark hickory or something. Is that a tree? It isn't a tree? Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm thinking. Anyways, this is just a shagbark tree, the shagbark Umbrian tree. Can I see that? I stick them in it? Okay, this is nature's stick with a little grip. I figured out what the grip is for it, so you can hold it like this and point. Now, as you'll see, we have the bark actually is folded up off of the tree. Okay, you can just break these pieces off, and as you can see, it's actually cracked and it's held on just with this thin bark here. I hear that they actually use this in other parts of Umbria for their tobacco. I've never tried it. I might sometime during the trip. I hear there's a lot of them. Whew. Okay, so we have been walking now several hundred miles. Okay, I would think probably several hundred miles. I mean, when did we set out? 8 in the morning, and it's now 10. Well, we've made pretty good time for doing that many miles.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we found something here. This is something that I've always wanted to see. Okay, I've been interested in ancient civilizations for a long time. Get your hands off it. I mean, feet. Okay, so this is something that not many people are going to get to know about. And Eric here is a historian. He can tell you a little bit about this civilization and their stonework.
So we found this trekking through the woods, and this is the tip of one of the Azbek's burial pyramids. So this is what they used to bury people in. So over the years, all the rain, all the leaves falling off it have worn it down to this little small thing. But it used to be hundreds of feet tall. See, this whole spot would have been, but it's been worn down to this little small thing.
Because would this have been like the cornerstone, or would this have really just gotten smaller and smaller as time went on?
Yeah, it would have gotten smaller and smaller.
Okay.
And so this is what's left of it. It's really cool.
Okay, that's why ancient civilization and history is just it's mind-boggling. Okay, when I look at stuff like this and I see that people 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, whatever years ago would have been touching the stone, working it, and buried in it. Okay, I mean, there might be bodies in there, we don't know. Okay, that people would have went in there and they would have been touching this. You know, I'm touching the stone here. Look at this, okay? I'm touching the stone, okay? I know that somewhere right around that area, several thousand years ago, somebody else's hand was touching this.
That in itself is like, hello, stupid. Yeah, because we have a book that was written by my grandma.
Hey there, this is Andy again, and today I am giving you a special advertisement here. Special advertisement. Okay, this is for the U.S. canteen. This is patriotic, U.S. right? This is perfect for the woodsman survivalist. Okay, it has real formaldehyde fittings. It has real plated hardware. Okay, and look at this. You can even take it out here. Okay, look at this. You can look at yourself. This is good for if you're shaving in the morning. Just take a look at yourself. It distorts you a little bit, but who cares, okay? Nobody's going to see you out there. Nice rubber seal. Good threads. This is for the Survivalist. All right, back to the show.
So the root grew and it just cracked it apart. It's just like,
The root of a small tree, you're saying?
yes.
Okay, a long time ago, and it just grew in here. So tell us a little bit more about the stone that this would have been made out of.
So this used to be part of a mountain, it would seem. So
Okay.
they chiseled off the rest of the mountain.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then they just had the four-sided pyramid.
Uh-huh.
And this is what's left of it.
Wow,
It's really cool.
that's, Yeah, okay, yeah. So now, I noticed that there's stuff growing on the rock itself.
Yes.
I'm wondering about that a little bit. I don't know. Can you zoom in here, camera? Can you look at what this is? I mean, look. Get out of the shadows. See that? Okay, that is something I would like to know about that a little bit. He also studied rocks and plants and stuff like that when he was in college as well. I think his parents were stockbrokers. So there's all this stuff growing on it. What is this? Is this lichens?
This is moss.
Okay, but what is this stuff here? It's lichens, right? Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes, that's lichens.
Lichens, okay. So tell me a little bit about the moss. I'm thinking the moss is more interesting
So the moss
than the lichens.
the moss grew about 1,000 years ago. It evolved from these little green things. And
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm kind of into this type of stuff, okay? I'm really totally into it, like, really into it. Isn't there something about how the people came from the moss? Is that,
Yes,
is that, have I
the
heard that right?
Aztecs didn't come into being until the moss just like, they just came out of the moss, basically.
Okay, so kind of like, it would have been kind of like, when I picture it, I'm like, I'm really into food, okay? I always picture popcorn, just popping. Would that have been kind of like it?
Sort of, very, very much like that.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of funny when you think about it, little people just popping out. But that's okay. So then they would have just come out of the moss and they would have started growing. Would they have been like apes or would they have been like people?
More along the lines of people. They would
Okay.
have gone in small and then they would have grown up more.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So now with the lichens, what's the story with the lichens?
Well, the lichens came from the moss too, you see. So
Really?
it got the moose got bored of making people, so it started putting out
The
lichens.
moss stopped making
Moo-
people.
The moose.
Moose. It's called moose.
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 Yes.
Am I saying that? Moose?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
moose. So the moose stopped making the people and it started making the lichens. So the lichen is kind of like a different version of people, in a sense.
I guess in a sense, yes, because it came from the same stuff.
Okay, yeah. That's like, wow. Okay, I'm just fascinated by this. Can I have that? I want to make a little sketch of this. All right, so I'm going to make a sketch of this rock, this ancient pyramid, right? Pyramid,
Yes.
burial pyramid. All right, and then we're going to move on further in and further up. Okay, who said that? I think T.S. Eliot? No, C.S. Lewis, right? Yeah, C.S. Lewis. Did I get that right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, like the onion. All right, so that's what we're doing. Let's rock. Okay, now, this is something I want to bring up. You'll notice this area down here, and you'll also notice this. Okay, this is something that I've heard about once in a while. It's kind of more of a myth almost, a rumor. And so I'm just really, really, totally like wicked privileged to be able to see this, to be able to touch it, you know. Did you touch it? Yeah, that's
really
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, from what I've heard about it, and I've done a lot of research about this, okay, like tons of research, more than I care to know. This is actually something from the time of the dinosaurs. Okay, so this here would have been from the Prantodons. Pranodons. Okay, so this would be the Pranodons. They were those big winged dragon dinosaur things, whatever. They would have actually used this to teach their kids, their little chicks or whatever they call them, to be able to climb, and they would have taken off from the top of one of these. So if you can look up there, okay, just take a look at, see all those dead branches? Now, I guess what they would have done is they also would have fed off of this bark. That's why so much of it is peeled off. Okay, you see how it's all peeled off here? The Pranodons? Pranodons, I'll get that, don't worry. I've done a lot of research about this. So the Pranodons would have eaten this, and this would have built up their strength. But in doing so, it stripped so much of the bark off, it actually started to kill the trees. That's why you don't see many of these. But I hear that it really built up their strength a lot. Let's try a little piece here. Well, there's a reason that the Pranodons became extinct, I think. No, from that. It's my little joke. Okay, so, now anyways, the parents would have went and chipped this area off of the tree. Look at this. Okay, this is 1,000-year-old wood. Or more than that even, okay? Look at it, it's flaking apart. This entire forest should be in a museum somewhere. Okay, they could make a lot of money off of this.
Yeah.
Like tons of money. They could be rolling in the dough. Anyways, so they would have chipped this area off just for their kids to be able to get up on top of this with their feet. So they could have started to get up to the top of the tree, and so that they could have reached more bark that they had not already eaten. So they would have went up to the top of the tree, and usually these were on hills, so that they would have had already some extra height and momentum for when they took off going down the hill. So they probably would have flown somewhere right through this cleared area. Okay, picture these trees, you know, their grandparent trees weren't even here when these Pranodons would have been alive. Okay, so this would have been...
Hey, we're running out of time.
Huh?
We're running out of time.
What?
Time.
Time. Oh, we're running out of time. Okay, people? So our cameraman says we're running out of time. We're running out of space on our camera. So what's going to have to happen here, this is kind of a big setback to the trip. He's going to have to go back to civilized... Huh?
Hundreds of miles.
Hundreds of miles. Yeah, that's okay. So he's gonna have to go back over everything that we've already went over. Okay, hundreds, thousands of miles over mountains, through water, rivers. He's gonna have to go back to civilization so that he can get a new memory card for his camera. So I just want to say thank you for sticking with us so far. If you have. Now, when he comes back, we're going to start filming another episode. We're going to go further up and further in, as T.S. Eliot said. We're going to go and we're going to start looking at more of the nature and also discussing some myths about these forests. So, we're both going to say, real life, real living. See you next time, explorers. All right, sign out.